My name is Christy Strauss. I think I have met most of you that are on the call. If not, I hope to meet you soon. I am the broker sales manager, or one of the broker sales managers at Insurance Advisors Direct. So I want to tell you before I go into the product information a little bit about IAD. We are a full-service FMO with a national footprint. We are located in Novi, Michigan. Now, we have implemented 7 different pillars with our relationships to assist our agents in simplifying their success. You're probably thinking, okay, that sounds like a lot of verbiage, but really, what is that? So basically, these 7 pillars, and I'm just going to touch on them briefly, that we sort of use to bring you all success. Our number one, I'll start at the top, technology. We will provide you with some assistance in web design. We have rebuilt our website, and it's getting more robust as we roll it out. It will house your username and password for all of the carriers you have with us, and there'll be an option to actually even include the link to those carriers. So you can go in to the portal through IAD, click on the link, and then it'll take you right to that carrier. Administrative tools and support. So we have a staff that will work with you and provide you that back office assistance, anywhere from troubleshooting on commissions to getting you contracted, and a plethora of other admin types of sources. Our sales tools, we've got a quoting system that can be used once you're appointed. It'll quote you out Medicare Advantage, Med Sup, final expense, and some ancillary products as well. So if you're not using that and you are appointed with us, let's chat about that. It's a great thing to have at your fingertips. Training and education is ongoing, just much like I'm doing today. We will have webinars. We're implementing every Friday a different webinar, different topics, and that sort of thing. So just watch for that. But again, if you cannot make those webinars, they will all be recorded and housed in our YouTube video library. Product offerings. So we have over 15 product lines and 45 carriers. We try and rep with the carriers that we believe you as agents are going to have the most impact with your clients. And then marketing service. We will customize any type of marketing piece to help you get to your audience, whether it be a postcard or a direct mailer or an email blast, anything like that. Call us, talk to us, let us know what you're looking for, and we're happy to work with you. And then lastly, lead generation. Now, I can't go into detail, but I will tell you we will customize any kind of lead program that suits your needs and your budget. So we'll have a conversation. What are you looking for, and what can we provide you? And we'll move on from there. So that's a little bit about who IAD is. Now let's talk about reasons to sell Priority Health. Most of you already know that Priority Health Medicare Advantage plan just killed it this past AEP. There are many reasons for that. They really listened to the agents, I think, this year, and did some really nice things. They upped the comp to be the full CMS commission, so that's nice. But they created some affordable plans. Many have low to no premiums, which they all are now. So to be competitive, that's sort of important. No in-network medical deductibles. They have great supplemental benefits and a few other things that we'll get into in the next few slides. The triple threat. Now, you all have probably seen this particular PowerPoint, but I just want to hone in on a couple of things. First and foremost, their second to none Michigan network. Priority boasts that they have a very robust network, and they do. And so about 95 to 97% of all physicians do accept Priority Health. And then they have all the major hospital systems. And I'm just going to name a few, but they have the Henry Ford in Jackson. It's the Ford Allegiance. All the other Henry Ford campuses, Beaumont, CMC, Genesis, McLaren, Sparrow, Spectrum, St. John Providence, Trinity, and University of Michigan. That's a pretty huge array of hospitals, so you can rest assured your clients are going to be getting the best hospital when they choose a priority plan. Now, the one I really want to hone in on is this one, number 2, out-of-state travel benefit. Sure, you've all heard about this, but what makes this so unique, in my opinion, this priority plan is as close to a Medicare supplement, sort of hybrid, if you will, as you can possibly get. Because basically what they're saying is once you step foot outside of Michigan, you will be charged as in-network. So whether you're visiting a family member, whether you on purpose go to somebody outside of Michigan, they're covering it as in-network costs. And that's really big. Now, for those of you who might have clients on the border of Michigan and either Indiana or perhaps even Ohio, that's pretty big. I spoke to an agent this year who had a client that had cancer and was getting care at MD Anderson in Toledo. So she was pretty close to that Monroe border, Ohio border. They will cover that. She's going to MD Anderson outside of Michigan. She'll get her care with the doctors that she selected. So when you look at it that way, this is just a huge impact on the way a Medicare Advantage is being looked at. So I congratulate them for really hitting it out of the ballpark with that. Unlimited worldwide and emergency and urgent care, so that's pretty standard for Medicare Advantage plans. The in-network benefits, and those are when you're inside of Michigan, pretty standard. No medical deductibles, the lowered PCP co-rate, lowered lab copay, the free to talk. So for those of you who, maybe haven't heard this before, oftentimes with seniors, they'll go in and they'll have, kind of a litany of things to go over with their doctor. And the doctor's recording it, and all the while, they're getting sort of a tick on this, and okay, we're going to have to send you here or there. Now, basically what they're saying is when you go into your doctor, there's no need to worry. It's going to be the flat fee no matter what they say you need. You can go ahead and discuss all of your ailments or conditions. This flat fee observation, this is another pretty awesome benefit that's baked inside of the plan. Let me tell you what happened recently, just to kind of give you a real life scenario. My father has a different plan with another big carrier, and he fell and he had a pretty severe fall with a concussion and lots of injuries, but we didn't know what caused him to fall because he passed out. Well, they, of course, kept him in observation in a nearby hospital for a couple of days and, sent him home. Day later, same thing, fell again. The fall was even more traumatic. This time he hit pretty close to almost knocking his eye out. Again, in the hospital, observation, finally admitted him. And what they found is he needed a pacemaker. But what I'm getting at is they got their bill and they were being charged per day, not observation. They were being charged the $250 per day. With this priority, it's a $90 for the ER. So it would have been $90 a day because that's how they're looking at their observation. And that's a really important thing to keep in mind when you're talking to your clients. So just wanted to give that example so that you know about that. Again, I went over the out-of-state travel benefit. That is such a, unique and very impactful benefit that they have baked inside of the plan. The Assist America, that's going to help you in emergency situations when you're traveling places, whether it's 100 miles from home or in a foreign country. They're going to help you with any kind of security advisories, hospital admission guarantees, and that sort of thing. And then the over-the-counter allowance. Now, this seems to have really ramped up over the past few years, and I think it's because beneficiaries love it. They love to get that catalog, look at some of the things that they need, and then they can go spend it. Now, just one second. I just want to see here. I think somebody had a question. If you don't mind, no, I think I'll grab those questions at the very end, but do continue writing them. I just didn't mean to stop there, but I will get to all the questions at the very end. So the way their over-the-counter works is it isn't a chip, and I did speak with somebody who had a frustrating experience. It's a slide. So if somebody is trying to go to Walmart or CVS or Kroger and they've got the card, they're going to have to slide it. It's not going to work like you have your regular debit or a credit card with a chip reader. So they will have to slide that. They can use it for items at Walmart to be shipped to them, and that would be free shipping if they're using $35 or more of OTC types of supplies, and they could actually go to walmart.com for that. Most of you know about Delta Dental. It is probably the richest network in Michigan, and that is who they use, is Delta Dental. They do have a buy-up on their dental plan. So if you needed a few more benefits, something else you needed to maybe perhaps have done, whether it be a crown or dentures or something like that, the buy-up would be a good thing to do. However, this is embedded for everybody, and so it is going to give you those 2 cleanings and 2 exams and even some x-rays, which, again, a very important feature to have, for all of us to have, but for the seniors, it's pretty important to have that dental feature. And then the vision, again, this one is baked into the plan. They use iMed, and it's a $0 routine vision exam. They do give you that $100 allowance to buy your glasses or contacts, and then they'll do the retinal screen and the retinal image exam as well at $0. So that's even a little bit more of a robust vision plan. So, and then hearing, they're using True Hearing for their hearing partner. And for hearing aids, they're going with sort of a per ear, per year type situation at a flat buy-up. You can see they'll start at $295, then they'll have the $695, the $1,095, and the $1,495. That's going to include some batteries and the fittings as well. Grandkids for hire. So this is an interesting thing, and it's not going to be for all the plans, but it is going to be for the Priority Edge and the Ideal. So basically, these college students are vetted by a company before they can actually participate in this. And they are available to come in and do things like chores or even meal prep, maybe even just companionship, and then even transportation. That's going to allow 8 hours a month. And before it can be used, if you have either of those 2 plans, they do have to come in not that grandkids for hire, but they'll probably send in a nurse to come in and evaluate the home assessment and the health assessment. Fitness benefit, and this is another big one, is we are an aging population, so there's a lot of healthy 65-year-olds out there that, even 70-year-olds and 75-year-olds, they want to have that baked into their plan. So they have the silver sneakers. You can see how many 480-plus facilities in Michigan that they partake in. So that's really nice. They will give you some at-home options, kits, or I would be like a DVD and maybe some bands and that type of thing to use if you're not someone that wants to go out to the gym. And then they also have the College Save Rewards program. I thought this was pretty unique. I did look into it myself to learn a little bit more about it. I still think it's unique, but at first I thought it was broader. So they have selected colleges that partake in this, and basically it allows you, every time you use your fitness up to a certain amount, it's going to work on a point system, which could actually end up earning college dollars to a particular college or university that partakes in that program, and then those grandkids can reap those rewards. So it's interesting. It's worth looking into, but it's a little bit more restrictive than I thought. It's still a benefit that, not too many carriers have. Now, before I go any further, I threw this in here, Life Secure. I'm biased because I used to work for Life Secure, but just, if you want to think of any other sort of hospital indemnity, Medico, GTL, there's so many now out there. But the reason I put this in here is one of the things that, you overcome with your turning 65s are, what do I get, a Med Sup or Med Advantage? And, of course, you can't really tell them what to get. But if they know up front, a Med Advantage, you will have some copays and deductibles, and you will have a maximum out-of-pocket. And then you can share what that maximum out-of-pocket could be all the way up to $6,000. Maybe it's as low as $3,000. But they need to understand where that's going to come in and be where they're going to get that effective for those hospital stays. So if they have some concern about that exposure, in fact, I would offer this to all your folks on a zero premium plan or a low premium plan. Say, explain that difference and say, we can protect that exposure by offering you a hospital plan. So in the example I gave about my father, and he does have a hospital plan, but if he had the priority at 90 days, he would have this plan to cover, because it's a minimum of 100 days or $100 per day. That would cover for all those observation days, because observation is baked into this plan, and it's a guarantee issue for the turning 65. It is a simplified issue otherwise up to age 85, and many of them have that up to an age 85, guarantee renewable for life. So it's just worth maybe showing them both hand in hand. But again, when you're talking to people that wonder Med Sup or Med Advantage, you just want to let them know, okay, be prepared for these copays, these deductibles, and this out-of-pocket, maximum out-of-pocket cost. So this, and I'm not going to go too much into the weeds on each one of these plans. You can see the area where this particular edge, the PPO is. It's a zero premium PPO, mostly on the east side of the state, a little bit more thicker in the southeast region. But you see all the zeros. The minute you look at the screen, you can see all the zeros right down that left-hand side. And again, that's going to offer that companion care, that PAPA. Routine chiropractic, that's 12 visits once a month. and then again, your dental vision and the out-of-state travel benefit. The key, it's an HMO point of sale. Again, zero premium. It's going to be in the lower peninsula in whatever region. We'll get to a map portion of this at the very end so you can see what that looks like. No in-network medical deductible. So there's reasons you may choose a plan like this versus another plan in the priority realm of plans, if you will. Then we have the ideal. It's a PPO. It's either $14 or $18. It's in all counties, and it also provides that companion care. The OTC is a little richer at $75 per quarter. No medical deductible, and a combined out-of-pocket max. It also includes the dental vision and the hearing aid, and zero on the tier 1 and 2 for your 90-day supply for mail order drugs. This also has the out-of-state travel benefit. And then we have the value. And I'm not going to go through each one of these. You'll probably get the hang of it as you see each screen. There are some that have, a zero premium, some with a very low premium. But it's nice to know that they have the PPO, the HMO point of sale as well, giving folks just a broader range of options, and that in turn makes things work better for you. Now, as far as Priority Health rolling out a D-SNP, for those of you who are not familiar with the D-SNP, stay tuned because we are going to be engaging you more in the next coming weeks on D-SNP. The reason I say that is we have seen that trend. All the carriers are adding it to some extent or another. Some maybe have it in one county. Priority has it in all the lower peninsula. So basically, if somebody lives in an area where there isn't a D-SNP available, they must be fully dual eligible, and there are some phone numbers to check on that, to qualify them to make sure that they are full dual eligible. But priority is an option, and with so many physicians that are in their network, that does allow for some opportunities for you as agents in some of these pockets where you don't see a lot of networks or a lot of options for these types of folks. So then the ways to save on the drugs, preferred pharmacy pricing, you see they work with Meijer, Walgreens, and Kroger. There's many more. They do have the mail order. All of this I'm sure you're pretty used to seeing, and then, of course, the generics. And then lastly, this is the map that I was referring to a few slides ago when I said here are all their plans. You can see the regions 1 through 5, and then they've got them nicely color-coded to see what is available in the different regions. So let me go to questions now, and I want to see anybody has any questions. If they could just type them in the chat feature. I'll read them off because your question might be the same as somebody else's. So a little bit more about the out-of-state travel benefit. So let me just go back to that, and let's see here. And I am seeing people pop in with a question. Unfortunately, if it's not typed in that attendee chat, I'm unable to see that. But let me go back here and see if I can get to the travel benefit. Let's take a closer look at that. So basically, the travel benefit isn't going to be on all of the plans. but it is going to be on most of them. It's not going to be baked into the DSNP, but it should be available in the other plans. Okay, so let's go over that. Basically, when you are in Michigan, you have to participate in what their networks are. So, okay, I just saw the other question come in. So basically, as soon as you leave the state of Michigan, and you should need care, whether it's scheduled or you're visiting or you go to a different state in a warmer climate, during the winter, as long as you're outside of the state of Michigan, you are going to be charged as if you were in network. And it will state that on the card for the clients as they get that. And there will be a phone number. So when they give that card and show that to somebody in Florida or in, North Carolina, they're going to see that. They can make that call, and the billing and the coding that's involved in that will be adhered to. So that's how that works. I hope that makes sense. Again, it's only going to apply for outside of Michigan, okay? If you're in state, you have to follow the rules, the network rules, as your HMO or your PPO would require you to do. Now, outpatient observation, $90 per day, up to 72 hours. That is correct. It is up to 72 hours. Typically, after a few days, they should be able to make a decision whether they're going to admit you or not. And I guess that would be up to the family to put a little pressure on them to say, look, we've got to just admit. So that's kind of protecting the policyholder too, as well as it's protecting them. I'm not sure how many are put into observation for longer than that, but I feel like after a few days, it's time to make a decision here. And we would have done that as a family had that happened to my father, but they released him, and then he had another fall from passing out, and then he's back in again. So the clock starts right over. So that is true, and thanks for bringing that so I can explain that into greater detail. I think there was another question, but let me just ask you again if you could type it in where it says attendee chat so that I can see it, because I see it pop up and then it goes away. I want to make sure that I'm answering all the questions. But as I mentioned at the beginning, Priority did a very good job this year. The plan is awesome. I think they're actually going to be putting a lot of pressure on a lot of other carriers to get in the same game, and that's good news. I mean, it's nice to have competition so that you can give your clients some really good benefits. So, I'm excited about seeing these types of benefits baked into the plan. But if hopefully that was enough information to get you excited about Priority again, keep it in mind to your folks. We still are in OEP, so there's still available time if you run into somebody that says, look, I'm concerned about my current plan. Perhaps they have another MAPD that, they have concerns with, and this might be a good option for them. And then you've always have your turning 65. We are here to help you. If you are looking for leads, if you are looking for more training, we can do one-on-one training. If you're close by the office, if not, we're on the road. We can go see you. We do these road shows and visits throughout each quarter, and so just raise your hand and say, hey, listen, I'd really like to spend some time with you. I want to get more familiar. I'm not confident enough yet to present this or that. and let us know. So I am not seeing any more questions. And with that, I will give you back the rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time and your business, and we look forward to working with you.